Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share, and I'm going to try to breeze through it as quickly as possible, and I'll let you know which ones have videos and which ones don't. Lots of Calvinball points here. This one, and also I'm doing 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. This is a Susanna Lee sketch that I did with Calvinball points kind of lined up down at the bottom, a little sequin cluster there. If it's 30 days, I did a video because I've committed to doing all 30 videos. This one is one that I went back and finished. You've seen this one before. I actually added photos and Calvinball points to this little pull-out booklet. You can see a little duck sticking out here. So that one was fun to finally finish. It's been sitting in my box waiting, and I haven't been able to file it away because of that. This one is a 30 days. This sketch is a Bella Boulevard sketch, and there are, instead of 3 circles, I have 3 circular-ish kinds of elements. The black sunflower, the little gnome home, and the circular arrow where the photo of us in the RV was. This was a fun page to do because it was kind of fun to reflect on all of the scariness and anticipation and just that stage of life. We had just retired and stuff. So there is a video on that one that's called Discover Home. This one is another page that I did a while back, last June in fact, for Ava's birthday, and she was adamant about not getting her photo taken. So all of the page was done. What was originally here was the birthday card that I gave her for her birthday, and I planned to put it back on the page and have a photo inside of it. But the card went to the game place where we celebrated her birthday, and it never made it back. So I made this little card that has a couple photos. That's from the game place, and this is from the beach just a couple days later when we went on our tour with John's Ashes. So I found this birthday paper that kind of fit in with all the craziness that was there. I added a few things to get Calvinball points, and again, another page finished. This one is, I kind of brought back to life a failed experiment in, I have a stencil that I pressed some Nuvo drops through, and it smeared and looked awful. So I thought, well, a little watercolor, I can kind of, you know, make that usable. And before it was all over, I had added about 10 different kinds of mixed media. And then I just started piling on crazy things, starting with this little adorable gnome holding the hearts that have sunflowers and bees, and a speech bubble with a photo of me and John wearing a Mickey hat. So who says Calvinball isn't fun? This is, and it ended up, when I added the ribbon and the washi tape, it made this a path for a kind of a little procession, a parade that we would be happy to join in and follow. This was another 30 days, so there's no video on that one. This is this one has a video. This is a sketch by Lizaveta for an organization that I can't pronounce. And it's an amazing sketch. I love the 3 circular areas. And I defined 3 circular areas and then covered it up so you really can't see that part of the design. But this one was kind of fun to make, kind of telling about my recent surgery. There is a video on that one. It's called Finally. Another 30 days sketch. This was a double page sketch, and I folded the paper in half. Who did this sketch? I can't see on here who did the sketch, but just so you know, it was someone who sketch that Christy is providing us, but not one that she actually did. It was a fun page. These three not so great pictures of Katie and Barrett at Disney World, and I wasn't there when they went there, so I had never seen these photos. They ended up on James's phone, and they showed up in his memory, so I grabbed them off his Facebook and scrapped them because I miss those innocent, sweet little kids. Don't we all? There is a video on that one called The Good Stuff. This is Mixed Media Frenzy, and I took one look at this lift, and I can't see who it's by, but I may have known that and may have mentioned it in the video. I looked at it and I thought, okay, these clusters of these dimensional flowers and buttons, not my style, but I can do something like that. So again, I kind of experimented with different types of mixed media and pressed burlap sisal ribbon into texture paste and did all kinds of things I'd never done before. So this one was fun, and that's all on video, and all for a photo of a raccoon taking a sip of salt water out of our pool back in Houston. Okay, this one is one that I did this is a Scrap Squad lift that I did for Scrap Squad Sunday, and look how beautifully simple and gorgeous that design is. And I promise you that design is on this page, covered up by 70 Calvinball points. And I did this for a challenge in yesterday's Cybercrop at Scrap Backwards. And the Cybercrop, this particular challenge was called Let's Play Calvinball. And since I had to do this lift, I thought, why don't we combine it? Because the design, what you look for in Calvinball is a design that's simple enough that you can embellish around it and not get all involved in any intricate design elements. So I kind of went crazy with this one, trying to get in all of the possible points that were active at the time I did it. And I did that, but I will admit to you that this looks to me like a mess. It was a fun, happy, joyful mess, but it's a mess. And I don't mind it being a mess since it's a picture of a messy dog. So this one is a little bit simpler. I call this Calvinball Minimalist. And this was done as a sample for another challenge. And the other challenge was a tic-tac-toe challenge. And I picked one of the rows on the tic-tac-toe and ended up with this. And I went backwards for everything. I went backwards from this camera cut file that I got from Redefined Creative, the Creative Cuts Club. And I made a fake shaker pocket here because my shaker pocket supplies had not been delivered from SpiegelMom Scraps, but they're here now, so I can make real shaker pockets now. And I have a few Calvinball points, about 30 on here. And there's no video on that one. Also, no video on this one unless you join up. I did this one live on the Scrap Backwards Facebook group. And if you want to ask for membership to that Facebook group, I'll approve you. and that live video will be out there for 30 days. And you can see me scrap this not only backwards, but upside down. I started with the line that I had was vellum, hearts, and what else was on there? Vellum, hearts, and flare. So I picked some flare, some abstract flare that had the blue and yellow color combination on the flares. I kind of used them in a little bit different kind of way. And there's a lot of vellum on here. This is a layer of vellum right here. And then I have that covered up with this layer. Then I have a vellum camera. And I have something, oh, my vellum butterfly. Normally, to get a Calvinball point for vellum, the butterfly would be all you'd need. But I kind of wanted to use up some of my vellum, and I'm happy with this. I think this one is a crepe paper. I think crepe paper had a line called Boys Rule, and just like Cocoa Vanilla had a couple years later. And I think that's what this is from. Couldn't swear to it, but there is, like I said, there's a live video posted in the Scrap Backwards Facebook group if you want to check that out. And this one is another 30 days sketch, and it was done it's a Laura Whitaker sketch, and this was yesterday's, day 12, that was yesterday's, and I made a video of this up to a certain point when I was kind of pressed for time because the cybercrop was going on, and so I did maybe the first 25, 30 points or so on here, and then late last night after cybercrop, and resting my eyes a bit, I added the other points, and one of the points was stitching, and I just kind of couldn't figure out a way to stitch anything that was actually on here. If had I done it in a different order, I might have not just stuck the stitching out here, but I don't think it looks too bad out there. It doesn't really interfere with anything else, but this one has all the active points as well. This one, by the time I did this one, some more points had been added. So this one I think was 73 or 76, I forget. But there's a video out there for this one, and it's called Smiles. So that's it for this week. I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to do my normal 12 by 12 layouts for all of the series that I'm part of, but for Calvinball, I'm switching to completing and adding photos and counting Calvinball points for 2 mini books that I've done in Vicky Booten classes. So I'm finally going to get those done. I was so excited about finishing these layouts that are in here. I'm going to finish those mini books, and each page won't have nearly this many Calvinball points, and I'm not going to junk those up with Calvinball points because they have specific purposes. I'm going to use each of those books for certain events, but I will count the Calvinball points that are there as I finish the project. So that's, and I don't know if they, I probably won't go through those in great detail in my layout shares, but I'll give you a glimpse of them when I'm done. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.